How are elders taking climate action? Well, stick with us because we're going to get right to that. And this is going to be a really joyous journey. So here we go. So we're talking about building the Climate Action Consortium. And this week, we're going to be focusing on how elders are taking climate action. That was something on my mind. I thought, oh, gosh, I don't want to feel alone. I wanted to see who else is doing stuff and work with them. So this is about that. And this is week 11, March the 14th, 2023. My name is Art Johnson. I'm the CEO and Chief Learning Officer at New World Communications. And that's my contact information in case you want to get a hold of me, which I hope you do. So what we've been doing is discovering what's been missing so far that we haven't seen. And that's just how elders are taking climate action and how we're addressing Earth's pressing climate change challenges as creative and innovative climate action opportunities in timely mission critical ways through effective elder climate action. And it all started with me when I discovered Amazing Third Act magazine and lovely David and Victoria Marshal, who are the editors. Their vision is to endeavors to inform, inspire, and entertain older adults. Its stories and articles challenge worn out perceptions of aging and offer a dynamic new vision that aging is good. Amen. And David was a successful aerospace engineer, and Virginia has been a successful magazine publisher. They're both boomers with parents in their 80s. In October of 2015, they bought Senior Guidebook and transformed it into Third Act magazine. And since then, Third Act magazine has been transforming me. What's really got me going was discovering David Korten's article in Third Act magazine in spring of 2022, For the Love of Earth, Elders Must Come to the Rescue. He was born in 1937. And he in his article, he talks about being struck by conversations with friends and colleagues who feel that Earth will eventually recover, even though human beings may not, as an invasive species. And it was kind of based on him reading this book by Clive Hamilton called Defiant Earth, The Fate of Humans in the Anthropocene, which is saying that, Earth is going to survive, though we may not, if you look at all these generations of extinction. However, David's call is as an active elder to take action and be a part of the great turning. That's a concept that he's also shared working with Amazing John and Macy. And he's into building the transformative ecological civilization in collaboration with other action takers across generations. Amazing. I really am proud to see us elders stepping up to the plate and doing really good work. And part of that has to do with discovering Amazing Jim Garrison of Ubiquity University's YouTube channel and his Amazing Humanity Rising program series. Jim Garrison is a PhD and president of Ubiquity University and host of Humanity Rising. He was born in 1951, I think in China, and has had a lifetime of civic and political activism, including diplomacy in US and Russian relations in 1980 during the Gorbachev era. It has a lot of great ideas that are like about peacemaking and resolving the conflict, worth listening to. He's been doing these teach-ins, amazing. That's what we used to do way back when I was a college student, teach-ins. And Ubiquity's YouTube channel and Humanity's Rising programming is powerfully informative and transformative, reaching a huge global audience. Jim is a gracious, powerful, and inspiring elder and thoughtful leader and prolific program host of over 600 conversational programs. You must watch it. So just look up Ubiquity University on YouTube and you can see some of his amazing work. And that led to discovering Johanna Macy and Chris Johnstone in their book, Act of Hope, How to Deal with the Mess We're In with Unexpected Resilience and Creativity. And this really motivated me to create a book study group in a faith-based community. And the part one is about this great turning, how things are turning towards this ecological civilization as things fall apart with the great unraveling happening at the same time. And she really encourages us to see with new eyes, kind of the big view of civilizations coming and going and what we can do, and where we find the strength from within to have active hope. And so she talks about in part 3 of going forth, and she has some series of open-ended questions that just kind of lead your consciousness to come up with great things that flow out in very, very positive ways. So she's pretty amazing in her book. And this is the second edition, by the way. She did the first edition, I think 10 years ago, and then 10 years later came out with the revised edition, thinking keep on growing. And she's now 93, an amazing lady. And what was really neat, what's kind of almost synchronistic, is that while I was doing my book study group on Johanna Macy's book, one of my great participant friends added value by mentioning he found this book by Bill McKibben called The Flag, the Cross, and the Station Wagon, which is a really book that resonated with my friend Eric G., who actually grew up in Concord, Massachusetts, where Bill grew up, and experienced many of the changes that Bill McKibben writes about. And he looks at the flag is about looking at the troubling exclusionary changes in U.S. patriotism that he experienced. And the cross looks at changes in Christianity that have become more and more conservative and exclusive. And the station wagon is McKibben's symbol for 1950s consumer culture that has been trashing the planet ever since. And so that motivated him to start addressing these challenges by founding 350.org, a climate action organization, one of the early ones. And he's gone on to move directly working with 60 plus people. And this got me motivated. I actually submitted an article to Virginia and David, and they were so nice to actually publish my article here. And this is called Navigating My Third Act with Business in Mind. And this had to do with treating myself to and with Ernest Holmes, a metaphysician and a raising speaker, and on spiritual mind treatment, discovering my invisible power, which is about speaking my word and treating for specific conditions, things, and concepts and initiatives based on this power, which has to do with 5 steps, recognizing the amazing power at work that's everywhere present, particularly in nature. I think people will really miss if they don't understand that the reason why scientists are coming up with what they're coming out with is they've been studying natural systems and how they work. And if we align with the natural systems, then we can avert climate change and regenerate the planet. And the second part is once you recognize that, you become unified. If this spirit is everywhere present, it's also you're unified in it and being with it, which means you start to realize amazing power through you and as you that you can align with. And then you become really grateful. This is really my life. If we really kind of think about it retrospectively, this is how I've grown deep and wide, and releasing and let the energy and goodness of the invisible power flow and manifest through us and as us. That's an interesting concept, because there's this energy that we can flow. And definitely Ernest Holmes is really the kind of the founder of a lot of this stuff, and it's so powerful. And that's what I'm using in teaching other people who are ready to learn it and master it. And then I got introduced to the inner work of age, where things really got personal for me as I was navigating my own age from just the role of regular business roles to actually some more soulful, deeper roles. And Jim Garrison did a Humanity Rising. He hosted a 5-day series based on Connie Zweig's book, The Inner Work of Age, Shifting from Role to Soul, about seniors undergoing transformation, becoming wise elders. One of the things that we are talking about a lot is the inner ageism that a lot of times us elders have with each other. You know, we've kind of accepted the roles sometimes that society has given us, which are very restrictive and don't talk about our amazing value as elders, as wise sages. And so I helped Connie get her wisdom circles going across the US by building a Google Form-powered survey that allowed her to, start planning and organizing them. And then she introduced me to amazing Rick Moody, who wrote the foreword to her book. And her introducing me to Rick has opened up a whole new plateau of possibility here. He's a founder of the Elders Action Network, and a subset of that is the Elders Climate Action Network. And these are elders acting now for life and for all future generations. He is the former VP of Educational Affairs at AARP, and he is a gerontologist and author of many scholarly articles. We have great conversations about, him becoming less academic so he can reach more people and, be more concise. I have the same problem as an educator. And he is the editor of Climate Change in an Aging Society, a monthly e-newsletter that's just fantastic. I get it, and I really, really enjoy every article in it, all the content. So Rick is yet another amazing elder taking amazing climate action by mobilizing others as well as himself. And then there's the amazing ThirdAct.org mobilization campaign that I discovered. This is such synchronicity to discover McKibben's book through my own thing, and then discovering that he went on to form ThirdAct.org and he founded that with amazing Akaya Windwood. And they went on to found that and mobilize 60 plus people. And their statement right on their site and their mission statement is experienced Americans are the fastest growing population. 10,000 people a day past the 60-year-old mark. That means there's no way to make the changes that must be made to protect our planet and society unless we bring our power into play. Now, they're not necessarily claiming to lead this whole mobilization, but to work side by side with younger generations and even older generations to lock arms and hands together to really be more effective with taking effective climate action. And right now, I think the last time I talked to them, they claim they have 35,000 plus people, stakeholders, growing action takers that are involved in some powerful transformative initiatives to defund fossil fuel investment and take direct action and change public policy to help our planet. And their philosophy is so generous and so fun and joyous. I'm really looking forward to working more closely with them. And then there's a big idea that I had by watching this. Last time I shared this amazing documentary, The Wisdom to Survival by Anne Mocksaud. And my thought, which has been there with me a long time, is, public media and, watching public television and watching other people's documentaries has really kind of triggered the idea of not only just being a critical viewer, but eventually learning how to produce our own quality content as critical doers. And I used to be a broadcast industrial systems sales engineer, and I sold video. And never before in the history of the planet is there more advantage to produce high quality, HD quality stuff using smartphones and using the Zoom and our webcams and all this. So I was just really thinking about that critical viewing, which is the old way that was limited by cost prohibitive technology, access and skills and consciousness, has now been surpassed. And what's changed because of this is because powerful new low cost and almost no cost accessible communications and learning technologies in our 21st century world are here now. That's Zoom, YouTube, mobile phones. And so that's an opportunity to learn how to be critical doers the new way. And what the big idea is that viewers can become the doers, trained and empowered with the help of mentoring public television and filmmaking professionals from across the US and across the planet, creating even more diverse, equity creating and inclusive content. So that's just a thought. And so we're, part of what's associated with this is we're using our entire suite of e-learning services as our Taking Action, Climate Action campaign. We've been gaining focus using our virtual focus groups and strategic planning services with key people. We're critically doing our own YouTube programming and channel development. We've been developing our workshops and courses. We've been using our whole suite of services for our campaign, and we're offering a whole suite of instructional design services to companies, new nonprofits and government, and more. So this is just a way to really do this. And it's all about building global strategic partnerships that's now succeeding across all generations of people, all genders of people, all communities, all market sectors, all countries, across all faiths, across our entire planet. So I thank the universe for divinely guiding us to the all good that continues to flow. I'm going to stop my share now, but there's some really interesting things to think about. And what I would love to do is talk to you, and if you'd like to learn more about where we're going, and I'd like to learn more about where you might be going. So you can give us a call at 206-920-8067 or text us at that same number, or you can email us at support@newworldcom.com, or you can visit our website at www.newworldcom.com. And I look forward to working with you. If you visit our website and browse it, you can go to our Contact Us page and request to schedule a complimentary 30-minute conversation with us face-to-face over Zoom. So we look forward to working with you. So take it easy and take action. Thank you so much.